Hello everyone, my name is Linda O'Nellafor and welcome back to my channel, Mental Health and Wellness. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about celebrities who have experienced depression at some point in their careers. Okay, now a lot of times when we think of celebrities, we think of people that are not depressed and people that can never be depressed. But depression doesn't discriminate and it affects all walks of life. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you a clip of some different faces of depression. Okay, and then we're going to have a talk about depression. Okay. All right, so after seeing that video, I know that you're probably surprised about some of the faces that you saw. And, first of all, we're going to define what is depression. Depression is a mental health condition. Okay, what are the symptoms of depression? Well, there's a lot of symptoms of depression, but I'm going to give you a few. Okay, the first one is going to be this overwhelming feeling of sadness. It's like a constant sadness that you feel. Okay, the second one is going to be feeling worthless. The third one is going to be having a hard time sleeping, difficulty sleeping. The fourth one is going to be difficulty concentrating or focusing. And the last one is going to be loss of interest in activities that you once loved to do. All right, now we know that there's much more symptoms, but those are just the ones that I'm going to give you. Okay, now getting back to the video, I'm just going to highlight some things about three people. Okay, did you know that Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, that he saved his mother from committing suicide when he was only 15 years old? And Dwayne talks about his struggles with depression, so if you want to, you can just go online. And he has a lot of interviews where he talks about his depression, when he went through a depression. Okay, now the other person that I wanted to highlight was Katy Perry. Katy has been open about being depressed and having suicidal thoughts. And she said that, to help her overcome her depression, she would get into her music. Her music helped her to overcome that. J.K. Rowling, she's the author behind the Harry Potter books. She also has struggled with depression, and she talks about how writing has helped her to come out of her depression. Okay, so any of those people that you saw in the video, their stories are on YouTube. A lot of them have had interviews about their depression. A lot of them are still depressed, and a lot of them are taking medication till this day. So, it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter how much fame you have, how successful you are. Anyone, anyone can be depressed. You know, we all have to deal with trials and tribulations, and it affects us all. No one is exempt from trials and tribulations. I was depressed for a long time after I lost my son back in 2009. If you go to some of my videos, I talk about that. And, you know, I was just really in a really, really bad depression. And so I think it's important for people to not say certain things like, oh, you know, it's been 2 years, you need to snap out of it. Or, you know, haven't you gotten over this by now? You know, you'll be surprised what people will say to you when you're depressed and how cruel people can be when you're depressed. And people that are depressed, you know, you go through it's like a process that you go through when you're depressed. You know, there's different steps when a person is depressed that they go through. And so if you have a loved one that is depressed, let them go through the stages that they need to go through. You know, because with depression, you have to move through it. You know, it's not where you know, you wake up one day, you're depressed, and then the next day you're back to normal. That's not the way depression works. So if you know somebody that is depressed, if you can, you know, try to get them the help that they need. You know, ask them to see a therapist, ask them to see a counselor, or maybe they need to just talk to their pastor. But just try to help them the best that you can. And don't say negative things to them, like, it's time for you to snap out of it. You know, don't say those kind of things. Because for them, it's not time for them to snap out of it. So, you know, be careful how you talk to people when they're depressed. You know, depression is something that's universal. You know, most of us, 99% of us in this universe will be depressed at some point, at some time. If you live long enough, you will be depressed about something sooner or later. So it's very important, you know, the way that we treat people when we know that they're going through something. You know, a lot of times, you know, it's hard for men to come out and say what's bothering them. You know, men, they hold a lot of things in. And so a lot of times, you know, they can be depressed. You wouldn't even know that they're depressed. But, and I guess I'm talking to the men right now, you know, if you are a man and you are depressed, please get some help. Please get some help. Because like I said, it's a universal thing. 99% of us will experience some type of depression or some type of mental health issue or mental health challenge. You know, it's normal. It's normal. Okay, so I just wanted you to see the video because I wanted to show you different faces of depression. You know, I wanted to show you rich people that are depressed, famous people that are depressed, successful people that are depressed. I wanted to show you that because a lot of times, you know, we think that just the poor is depressed, and that's not true at all. Okay, so, you know, a lot of times when we see the entertainers come out on stage, they look nice, they have their makeup on, their hair is perfect, everything just seems to be perfect. And so we idolize them a lot, not knowing that they have a lot of struggles too, and they're dealing with a lot of things too. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We don't know what goes on when they get back home. So if you could please leave me a comment and let me know if you have helped a loved one with their depression, or maybe you, said some things to get your loved one out of a depression. So I would love it if you would leave me a comment about what you think about today's topic, and I will see you in my next video. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.